Hello folks, this is the latest images we have here in, sorry about the echo, in Ronald Reagan International Airport. They said on Wednesday that all takeoffs and landings were halted at the airport in the Washington region as emergency personnel responded to an aircraft incident. A small aircraft crashed into the Potomac River near the airport, and fire boats were on the scene, the Washington Fire Department said. So these are the scenes you're seeing here right now. There's been a small plane crash with a helicopter, a police helicopter. Just a second. Yeah, so plane crash at Reagan Washington National Airport prompts massive response, ground stop. All flights at Reagan National Airport in Arlington, Virginia were halted on Wednesday night after a small aircraft went down. The DC Fire and EMS Department confirmed in a post on X that a small aircraft went down in the Potomac River vicinity near Reagan National Airport, adding that fireboats were on the scene. The Washington, D.C. Police Department posted on X that it was responding to an apparent air crash in the Potomac River, adding that multiple agencies were responding. Video of the scene shows numerous emergency crews responding. All takeoffs and landings have been halted at DCA. Emergency personnel are responding to an aircraft incident on the airfield. The terminal remains open, will update. So yeah, we've got live shots of this here. I thought I would just show you what's going on since this has just started to come out. Yeah, I've got. I mean, this is the live cameras that we have here. But yeah, I think this is like a mixed feed, so it doesn't currently have any sound on it, but I may leave this running for a bit if people are interested to kind of see what's going on. I wasn't going to go live right now, but since this happened, I thought I would show you kind of the latest images from this. What do you guys think? I will just have a look a bit more at some of the other statements that have been made about this. Just 1 second. Okay. So, plane crashes into DC's Potomac River while landing at Reagan Washington National Airport. An aircraft has crashed while attempting to land at Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. Emergency services in Washington, D.C. said that a small aircraft had crashed in the Potomac River near the airport. Multiple calls were at 8:53 p.m. were received for an aircraft crash. DC Fire and EMS, the Metropolitan Police Department, and multiple partner agencies are currently coordinating a search and rescue operation in the Potomac River. There is no confirmed information on casualties at this time. The airport said in a post to X, all takeoffs and landings have been halted. Footage has since emerged online of helicopters with searchlights passing over the Potomac River. Video from an observation camera at the nearby Kennedy Center shows two sets of lights consistent with aircraft appearing to conjoin in a fireball. There's the picture. Fireboats are currently on the scene, scouring the river with details of the crash, including the cause and how many people were on board, which are still unknown. Rescue team searches for aircraft that crashed in Potomac River. Video from an observation camera at the nearby Kennedy Center shows two sets of lights consistent with aircraft appearing to conjoin in a fireball. DailyMail.com has approached the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority for more information. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall posted on X that the flight in question had been traveling from Wichita, and had hit a helicopter when it went into the river. He said, "I've seen the reports of a collision with a DC helicopter and an inbound flight from Wichita, Kansas, KS? We are in contact with authorities working to get answers. We ask you to join us in prayer for every single passenger and their families." So this is a breaking news story. Literally just unfolding right this second. These live images you see here from a helicopter filming over the crash site, the Potomac River. So yeah, any updates from you folks? Have you seen anything about? Oh, here we go. This is 5 minutes ago. Let me just read you this. This is 5 minutes ago. Breaking news: commercial airliner in mid-air crash with Black Hawk helicopter over Washington, D.C. This is 5 minutes ago. This is breaking news. A passenger jet has collided mid-air with a Sikorsky Black Hawk helicopter over Washington, D.C. The crash site is centered on the Potomac River near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. The jet was identified as a PSA Airlines service, Flight 5342, operating for American Airlines, flying from the city of Wichita in Kansas. Wow, it says it's American Airlines, right? Operating for American Airlines. PSA Airlines service. Thank you, Kevin Hollinger. I really appreciate your support. I will have a look in a second at what those are. Local police said on social media that a multi-agency search and rescue operation is underway. The National Transportation Safety Board said it was gathering more information on the incident. Wow. I'll have a look at the flights that it says that is there. PSA Airlines service. Anyone heard of that? It says operating for American Airlines. So does that mean that was... Well, it says a commercial flight, right? So does that mean there were passengers on board? It must be a normal... I've not seen these planes before. Is that like a smaller passenger plane then? Yeah, it looks like it, yeah. Yeah, I think the helicopter went down. By the sounds of it, it sounds like there was a fireball, so I guess a crash in midair. This you see this here. This is what comes up when you put PSA Airlines service operated by American Airlines. That's what it says. So I guess it looks like this, right? Dear. That's possibly worse than we thought then. Potentially. We don't know yet. Does it say 60? Is there a number? It's currently, I haven't seen any information on, victims or numbers of victims. It looks like there's a search and rescue operation been going on though. And it was a Black Hawk helicopter. I'll type that in. Sikorsky Black Hawk helicopter. What is that? So it was one of these. It says Sikorsky Black Hawk helicopter that collided with potentially with one of these. Potentially here. That's what it's listed at. This is the breaking news 5 minutes ago. It says that it's one of these operated by American Airlines or as a subsidiary, I don't know, but and a Black Hawk helicopter have collided in a fireball, which we saw a picture of or a video of a fireball, potentially of those two colliding together, if that footage is legitimate, but it's been shared on some outlets. Yeah, so Potomac River just by Ronald Reagan Airport. Let me have a look at that. Potomac River. See that on a map. So this is the Potomac River, and this is the Ronald Reagan International Airport. So it must, I guess it's around here, this area here. And that's Capitol Hill here. Okay, it's just on the edge of Virginia. That's the airport and that's the river. So it looks like in the live footage here, it looks like you can see some of the planes parked in the background just a bit ago. So I guess it's quite close to the airport there. I'll see if I give me 1 second. I'll see if I've got the radio. Oh, we've got another live feed. Okay. Oh, there's a few live feeds coming up. Okay, so I'll just put another live feed in the top corner. We've got another angle just come up. Obviously, it's very dark there at the moment. We don't know. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll see if there's any updates come in. I'm just kind of getting settled down here. I wasn't prepared for this. I'll see if there's any updates. So far, I haven't seen any updates in terms of the amount of victims or anything like that. It's still just a developing story. Okay, here's another angle. So it's a big operation. It says quite a number of rescue vehicles and also helicopters were searching the river. I guess for victims, right? And okay, this would be. I'll just put this up here. I'm just sort of getting ready here. Sorry. Okay. Is there any sound on this? No sound on these ones at the minute. Right, so these are the live shots. Let me just see if there's any updates, because this is literally just a developing story. Okay. Could you folks like and share the stream? I've not had chance to send this out anywhere yet. So I've literally just jumped on here as I've seen this come up on the live link here. Let's see. We also might be able to get the radio as well. That's sometimes something that can... let me just see if we've got any of that. As in the radio of the emergency workers. So yeah, and there's another story about a plane, right? There's been a few of these in the last few months, but not that they're necessarily linked together, but... And I felt convicted before when we covered, and you know that we have to be careful not to be in fear about these things, and I felt like I really wanted to mention that last time, so I'm glad I have the opportunity to do that. But yeah, this is an unfolding situation which has just started to happen. I'm going to try and get one of these radios. Just give me a second, I'm just doing some things behind the scenes. There we go. Broadcast.
30 seconds back to me.
Yes, we do have one. I'm just going to play some of the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, see if there's anything we can hear.
The massive police response over there.
323, you're available for calls, correct?
Huh? I can't hear you. Yeah, well, you can start on that truck.
Command, as of now, I have one.
To command, do you want me to get all the units off of 2 Echo onto this tag?
Communications to command, I have 3 units as of now. 1 Norris 12, that's at Gate Alpha, Randu doing traffic control, and 3 Norris 23 running calls for the airport.
3 North 25, I'll be available for calls as well.
Which unit available for calls?
3 North 25.
3 North 25 available for calls.
This is Mobile Command 503 at Gravely Point.
For fire copy. Plantown Street, Charlie.
Copy 3 Charlie.
89.
Cole, could you get a sense from American Ops what they're doing with all their customers? Are they just being told to go to bag claim, or where are they being told to go to?
They're going to bag claim and going home, they say.
All right, bag claim and going home. Copy.
For now, go to Fire Station 301 and stage. Remain on 3 Charlie.
Fire Station 301, and I'll rename one check.
North 12. Communication for 1 North 12. The shuttle bus is at Gate B, waiting for an escort.
Alright, I'm here. Come in. Get out the bus and standby. Go ahead and mark up with your beat assignment, location and assignment. 3 number 31 on that Tragically point on the perimeter. Go for you know, Eddie, only North Pole House, evidence control. North Pole, go ahead and we can basically run down here, and then they'll tell you where they're at from there. That way it'll be a little more organized.
Okay.
And North 4, I'm at the boathouse. Just shut down the TNC lot. I'm here near the signature. I have been escorting mutual aid back to Gate Alpha and Gate Delta.
All right, very good. Get them access to the ramps, whatever you need to do, cut chains, whatever. Get them access and then stand by there. You're going to be my point of contact.
Okay.
All units go back to 2 Echo. All units that's working the incident go back to 2 Echo per major more.
EMS branch, EMS tool. Air 45 from EMS 381. Go Bravo.
EMS 381 on 3 Bravo at 2229.
We have access to open up Gate Delta. They shut all the card readers off for me to get on the airfield.
Have an escort.
I will be escorting.
Sorry about that.
This is with water team to the South Boathouse, and I need Gate Delta 2.
So we just so I'll switch this over. Okay, I'll switch this over. We'll see if there's any other updates in terms of the current situation. Give me a second. Let's get that back on there.
Okay.
Okay, so we've lost both of those right now, but they'll be back in a moment. I'll just see if there's any other updates in terms of what's going on right now. I'll show you the latest here. Sorry about this. I'll get rid of that for a second.
533.
We're just literally watching for updates coming in at the moment. I will have a look on a few sources.
I'm at the garage right now. I'll be up there as soon as I can. Okay, is there anybody else out here from the garage?
Rams to receive the airplane?
That's correct.
Copy.
I want to make sure it's not going to break on us.
You can hear the radio, right? Can you still hear the radio when it comes on? Okay, I think. Oh, we have.
Channel 4 checking on alarm at door 1 of ours.
We have a video. This is pertaining to be a video. There's the fireball there. You see that? A Black Hawk flying over the Potomac River, casually running into an American Airlines flight 5342 at the Reagan National Airport with an inbound flight from Wichita. There's the video there. That would be the video that I think the media were showing as well. And someone said, I believe the plane crashed into the helicopter, not the other way round. Why are people saying DEI? What do you mean? But I know what that means. But why are you saying are you saying DEI? For what reason? Just wondering. Oh, DEI hired. Why would? What, because of the recent cuts? Is that what you're implying there?
So maybe a little bit sketchy on some of those.
Okay, yeah, we have one.
But yeah, we're literally just waiting for the latest updates on what's going on here.
All right, copy that.
Which,
Hey, Cole, this plane is still waiting for the Bravo 45 crew. Is that crew still headed out here?
Yeah, the Ram supervisor said that they should be out there.
Negative, nobody's out here.
I just want to make sure what I'm sharing here is definitely legit when I share it. So
they're going to take it. If you get the information from Baltimore City, if you can just fax it over out in the AUC.
okay.
Copy.
Yellow 162 operations.
162.
Yeah, 162, we're going to need the morgue started up, and we've got an ops agent on his way over there to meet you.
It's already started and running up to the North Boathouse.
Do you happen to know that it was unlocked at the time?
Is this House 3? You want me to come give you a face-to-face?
No, this is operation. Disregard. We got somebody heading over there to make sure the door is unlocked. But I appreciate that you got it turned down.
The man door was unlocked, so you could walk in like a regular house door. Or door, I'm not sure about that one.
Roger.
Operations, Ops 5.
Operations.
Yeah, I'm headed out to the scene with an NTSB agent.
Roger, NTSB. I'm heading to the scene at 2237.
Yep, they're working on 45 now.
One custody.
Last unit.
21, I have one custody.
Copy, one in custody, 2237.
Okay, I'm going to switch to a better angle here.
No, 9, go ahead.
Good evening. I know you're busy. I've just arrived. For what it's worth, I'm at the MTC. If anybody needs me, I'm out here.
Okay, sir. 103, 104.
So this is the airport live to the moment. Yeah, so it does look like it's very close to the airport. I think from what we see here. I've seen some people sharing flight paths. I'll show you this. I'll bring this up on the screen so you can see. This is a widely shared one, so that's a widely shared one, so make of it what you will. I don't have an app to do that at the moment. I'd like to get an app for that in the future, but yeah, that so it looks like it happened, and I've seen one that's animated. It looked like it happened possibly quite close to the airport, yeah. Don't know if you can see that. I can increase the brightness.
It's cold in there.
Clear 130.
So it said, as of now, there's no indication of criminal or terrorist involvement in the crash between American Airlines Flight 5342 and a military helicopter. And that currently it's not believed that there were any senior US officials aboard the Black Hawk helicopter at the time of tonight's collision with a jetliner over the Potomac, a senior defense official said. Oh, that's 5 minutes ago. Here we go, there. Yeah. That's reliable on in terms of the update, anyway. Dan Lamothe, Military Affairs Beat, Washington Post, put 5 minutes ago, there were no senior US officials aboard the Black Hawk helicopter at the time of tonight's collision with a jetliner over the Potomac, a senior defense official said. That's 5 minutes ago.
All right, so that was Tumar to the R ramp and then Apron Whiskey from there.
But anyway, we don't know
That's correct.
we don't know 100%,
Stand by,
but
I might have a third R ramp.
I'm just sharing that for information.
Command from EMS 381. We're at the South Boathouse. They're going to pre-deploy 4 and put them on the ramp of the South Boathouse and wait for your direction.
I'm sure. Command copy. Stand by.
Just looking for updates while this is showing the lives here, and you've got the radio.
Blocking the roadway. Allied Communications Unit 201 is Aviations is trying to get on the airport.
Adam 78, I'll notify.
Right on Mike 1.
I'm just trying to make sure that everything I share is okay.
The 4 boats are going, and they're operating on DC Mike 1. EMS, copy.
Okay, we've got an update here. This is from Nick Sauter, and he's on scene covering stories. His profile says on scene covering stories. MSM won't. He's been on Tucker Carlson. He's got nearly 1 million followers. So I'm sharing this from his account. This is a screenshot from a helicopter or near the wreckage, and it says, now this is the demolished fuselage of American Airlines Flight 5342 in the Potomac River here in DC. The plane's tail seems to be completely gone from this vantage point. The plane was a Bombardier CRJ 700 regional jet with 60 souls on board. Per FAA, it crashed into a Sikorsky H-60 Black Hawk. Huge rescue effort underway. So that's posted by Nick Sauter, and he's quite a well-followed reporter on this. And this is like the image we showed earlier. The American Airlines linked company, it said, and that's the type of helicopter that was involved in the crash. So not particularly clear, but he's saying that the plane's tail seems to be completely gone from this vantage point, and he's saying that there were 60 souls on board. So make of it what you will.
22, is that correct?
Negative. 12 is the updated count.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm just going to ask you one more time. We have a lot going on here. So 12 is the updated count at DCA, correct?
That's correct, sir.
Thank you. Copy.
If that's true, that's obviously very, very tragic news indeed. As someone said on here in response, this is heartbreaking news. The crash of American Airlines Flight 5342 and the Black Hawk helicopter is truly tragic. Our thoughts and prayers are with everyone on board, their families, and all those involved in the ongoing rescue efforts. God, please provide strength and support to those working tirelessly to help, and may comfort be found for those affected by this disaster. We trust in your guidance and mercy during this difficult time.
4, go ahead.
Of course, we don't know.
Battalion 301 Charlie.
We don't know anything about who was on board the plane yet. We did have an update there where they said that there was no. What was it? They said that there was no. I think they said government officials, state officials. on the helicopter. But they say there's at least 100 ambulances now on the scene. 100 ambulances and a search operation in the river with spotlights coming from the, from the helicopters searching for people. Or wreckage. I don't know exactly what they're looking for myself, but
we're going to just focus on parking as many planes as we can and getting the passengers off, and then we'll worry about bags afterwards.
Correct, so we're going to push back so other planes can come here with the bags on, correct?
So yeah, it's been said, obviously we don't know 100% yet, but they're saying that 60 people are reportedly deceased, but that's not been confirmed yet officially as far as I know. But that that's currently, I think, mainly speculation, but sounds like a bad crash. This is the footage that's been shared from EarthCam here, widely shared. This is purporting to show from the Kennedy Center camera the helicopter and crashing into that plane. And you can see a fireball on the footage, so... You see it there, right in the center? There you go, going into it there. And the fireball. What do you folks think to that? What do you think about that footage? I know it's hard to see, it's not very clear, but... It's really tragic, really tragic. Not something you'd expect to happen. But yeah, obviously this is extremely early. It's only just happened, so we don't have a lot to go on right now. But, you know, other than what we're seeing here on this blurry footage and what people are saying. But sounds like quite a big accident. I'm just going to share this link out. Sorry, I haven't had a chance to share this live video. And please do like this and share it if you can. It really helps the live stream to reach more people and hopefully get a few more people into the stream. So I'm just going to share it on Facebook and Telegram. But we had kind of a blurry image of the... We had a blurry image of the wreckage just a bit ago, and they were saying on there when the guy who's been on Fox News that was sharing that, he was saying that it looks like the tail has been destroyed in the plane, and then there's some other quite big Twitter personalities on X that have said they believe that possibly all the 60 people on board may have lost their lives, so we don't know that for sure yet, but yes, the flight came from Kansas, and it was a small aircraft, light aircraft that holds about 60 people, from a company that I think they said is linked to American Airlines. That's what a few places said. And quite close to the Reagan airport. So, big operation underway. Hundreds of ambulances there. So I've just shared the link out. If anyone else wants to share it and like the video, that would really help us as we cover these things. So this is a breaking news story. It's only really just happened over the last hour or so. Still waiting on a lot of information to come in. So I'm just keeping my eye out at the moment. These are live shots from Washington, D.C. by the river and the Reagan Airport.
Copy, route to the ADC, 2252.
Yeah, we don't know anything about the plane yet, but there has been some statement by someone that we saw with a bit of reliability to them that have said that they don't think. Well, no, they were quoting an official, I think, that said there wasn't anyone from the State Department or anything on the helicopter. So that's an update we had short time ago. But I'm not sure about the victims on the plane yet. Not sure about the victims on the plane yet. It's still very early on in terms of this developing story. So the radio you're hearing is from the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. So you can hear them speaking to each other live on the radio. That's what we've got playing in the background.
Go ahead, you can log in. Copy, thank you.
All street size units switch over to IAD 2 Echo. All street size units switch over to IAD 2 Echo. Per Adam 11. Adam 11 advised all street size DCA units switch over to IAD 2 Echo.
Okay, we've got an update again from Nick Sauter. Yeah, he says the breaking news: the military Black Hawk that crashed into an American Airlines flight in Washington D.C. was reportedly flying dark, per ADSB Exchange. ADSB Exchange, sorry. The chopper was not broadcasting an ADSB signal at the time. It has been found submerged in the Potomac River, and first responders say there are likely no viable victims inside. He's got some images on there of... It's a compilation. There's the flight paths on the left. Is that an image from the actual helicopter? I guess that's what he's saying. You see there? So he's saying that the helicopter was flying dark. Reportedly flying dark, per ADSB Exchange. The ADSB Exchange is the flight tracking enthusiasts. Okay.
day of 20. Vehicle 300. No computer, and my phone is not working.
That's the flight pass that they uploaded.
Get personnel here for crew replacements. If you need to get crew replacements on, especially boats or other units, airport boats, let me know.
Okay, I have my cell phone. If you could text me a count of personnel, and then specifically boat operators, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
All units at the North Boathouse from EMS branch. If I could get the unit officer from the transport units and the non-transport units to the back of the EMS buggy to come up with a plan.
Airport 5 there.
Your gates. What we're going to have to do... Well, actually, Mark, give me a call on the landline.
60 people though, that's so tragic if that's true. And that's Nick Sauter, what he posted, that he says is a picture of the diminished fuselage of the aircraft that was carrying 60 people. It's kind of the best we've got at the moment, but it's just an idea of what's going on. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see in terms of passengers, but the people that have got a bit more insight seem to think that it's reportedly possibly everyone on board, or at least they think it might be all 60 people, but that's not being officially confirmed yet. But
Airport 5 from Command. Come on. Command, we have Fort Belvoir on the phone. They advise they have 4 certified divers and a boat. Would you like for them to head this way?
yeah, so someone else said there may be 64 on board, so we need to wait for that to be confirmed. There was unconfirmed report, so we don't know if it's definite, but there was unconfirmed reports that the Black Hawk helicopter didn't have their transponder on. So it says that transponder is a device that automatically responds to a signal and is used for communication, monitoring and control. So these are all unconfirmed at the moment, but and Trapper in the chat said on the local news it said 64. 64 people. 64 people. Thank you, Marcy T. Really appreciate the support. Let me have a look. and that's American Airlines. They have put up a message saying, we're aware of reports that American Eagle flight 5342 operated by PSA with service from Wichita, Kansas to Washington Reagan National Airport has been involved in an incident. We will provide information as it becomes available. That's from American Airlines. It's literally only just happened. We don't know who was on board yet.
Command EMS branch.
EMS branch, go ahead.
Do you have your cell phone?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Bella B. Thanks for your support of the live broadcast. So the latest updates that we know has been reported is that an American Airlines flight and a military helicopter collided and crashed into the Potomac River near Reagan National Airport. The airliner had around 60 people aboard. It's not known how many were aboard the helicopter. At least 4 people have been recovered and were rushed to hospitals. A frantic search to find crash victims in the river is underway. There is a massive emergency response following an unfolding with fireboats in the water, and the Metropolitan Police Department and fire departments from all around the area also responding. An FAA statement says a PSA Airlines Bombardier CRJ-700 regional jet collided in midair with a Sikorsky H-60 helicopter while on approach to runway 33 at Reagan Washington National Airport around 9 p.m. local Eastern Time. PSA was operating flight 5342 as American Airlines. It departed from Wichita, Kansas. The governor, which is the Maryland governor, says we are closely monitoring the aviation collision incident that occurred earlier this evening near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. The state of Maryland and local authorities are engaged in response. It's raised its emergency operations center to enhance status in support, and they've deployed divers to the scene to assist with rescue missions. Maryland DNR police are also on the scene. There are no operational restrictions on BWI at this time. We will continue to provide updates as information becomes available. And according to a defense official and an army official, that's from NBC News, it says that the helicopter involved in the crash was an Army Black Hawk, according to a defense official and an army official. So what do you guys think? Would that be like a military it says, I mean, they've said, at least according to a defense official and an army official, they're saying that it's an Army Black Hawk. So does that mean that it would have military personnel on board? Is that what you think that would have been with the Black Hawk helicopter?
to that gate, November. 22. You're advising that you're going to be at gate November, or you're going to stay on this pad? I'll switch over.
Is that usual for military helicopters? I suppose they do sometimes, but is that usual kind of thing that they would... I guess, I mean, I've seen military helicopters in the air, right? But what are your thoughts on this right now? Yeah. Red Me says yes, it is.
Hey, Cole, I got a hold of Swissport on the ramp. They're going to send a team over there to Alpha 9 to clear that out.
Constance Brunn says yes, it is. Mud says yes, it is.
89.
Good.
The American Airlines is loading up a van now to head out to the whiskey pad. Do we have the mobile lounges on the way?
They will be shortly. They're getting the drivers ready. We're going to use 4 plane mates, and passengers obviously will have to go up the rear stairs.
Okay, thank you.
So this has just come in as an update 3 minutes ago. They're saying on here, this is from NBC, but yeah, this is what they're saying. They're saying 3 minutes ago that the flight operating as American Airlines had 60 passengers and 4 crew members on board when it crashed with a helicopter tonight, a source told NBC News. The helicopter involved in the crash is a US Army Black Hawk helicopter, a defense official and an Army official told them. An Army official said there are preliminary indications 3 people were on board. Information on their status was not immediately released. A frantic search to find crash victims in the Potomac River is underway. And that's what you're seeing here.
On Bravo 49, 472 is on Romeo 7.
Copy.
Well, there's some others that have said that it was flying dark, and then there was another one that said that they might have not have been using the, I think they're saying the transponder, but those are not confirmed reports, but that's what some people have said. If that's true, then the transponder this is what the transponder is, if that's true, but the transponder is a wireless communication monitoring or control device that picks up and automatically responds to an incoming signal. But I don't know if that's true. But yeah, unconfirmed.
Come on.
Who requested a rescue squad?
South 89.
Good.
American would like the passengers to be brought just to the main terminal docks.
Copy.
We were on engine 2 and 9. We went back and got the rescue. We're on our way back to the scene. Copy. Thank you.
EMS branch is confirming you do need rescue 209. We were just trying to keep track of units here.
So engine 109 was on the scene, Chief. All right, engine 209. There was a comment made from the boat operators of the potential need for extrication tools. The discussion with Battalion 201 was to have engine 209 go and swap into rescue 209 and return.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need. I was just trying to keep track of you.
You're good, sir. Thanks.
Command from staging.
Command.
I've been told that the rehab unit in Fairfax to the South Boathouse before I release this station. That is the case.
Rehab unit from Fairfax should be going to the North Boathouse. North Boathouse.
North Boathouse. Okay. We're going to mess close to them down there shortly.
Very good.
I think we're going to be getting another angle shortly as well, so one a bit closer to the incident aftermath here. So just waiting on that at the moment. So much going on, isn't there? Lately. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. Really appreciate it. We'll see if we can cover what's unfolding here. We also should get different live cameras as this unfolds as well. As always with our license. That's the details of the flight that was coming from Kansas to Washington DC. Sorry, it's in a different language, but yeah, it's taken from the details of the flight. So around 60 people on there. Very sad. Very sad. Someone's been saying about a car. Someone's been saying about a car dash cam. I'm just gonna try and make sure that that's definitely real. First, I've just seen it myself, but of the explosion in midair, I'm just gonna make sure that that's. Try and verify that a bit more first.
Jeff, I know you're busy, but I got a PIREP, so I have to report it, sir. The runway 30 windsock is unlit. I'll put a finding in for it. If you have time, can you please produce the NOTAM number for me when available?
Okay. Taking my spot. I'll brief him on it here in a second.
Okay, I've got it. I'm going to show it. This is from Raw's Alerts. So This is a very yes, yeah, I believe this is going to be fine. This is followed by Steve Lookner. I trust him a bit more. I trust him a lot, actually. And they've got 1.1 million followers, number one source for trustworthy news. So, yeah, this is what has been shared in terms of this crash here. This is dashcam footage. See if... Wow, you see that collision there? I think the helicopter, from what people have said, the helicopter crashed into this plane. You can kind of see it going into it there, what it looks like. It seems quite, from what we see, reliable that this is real. From the people that have posted it and shared it, quite reputable. So, yeah, I would say this is real. There you go. Yeah, I mean it does look quite dark, as we saw reported earlier. You see the close up here of the crash. It does look quite dark, the helicopter. You see that there coming in on the left. We don't know the number of people who have perished officially yet, but it's been said that reportedly it's probably 60 or even more. Probably all of them. I think they said 4 crew members and the rest passengers. Anyway, I'll keep providing updates as we get them. I'm just having a look what's going on right now. The airport.
Can you run a Louisiana tag to verify the registered owner?
The airport authority radio is on, as you can hear the scanner. This is live radio to the rescue.
Hey, Brian, can you get behind this train that I have with me? Make sure everybody crosses with me, please. Coming at you. There should be American tug all the way at the end.
You know, if we switch, I'll let you know.
Okay, I'm good. Okay. I've got a plan to cycle crews through so that not everybody is working at one time. And we'll just kind of keep rolling through that.
Okay. If you have any more needs, let me know.
Oh, we've got a statement. Got a statement here from Donald Trump. It says, "I've been fully briefed on the terrible accident which just took place at Reagan National Airport. May God bless their souls. Thank you for the incredible work being done by our first responders. I am monitoring the situation and will provide more details as they arise. That's been given, a statement been given by Donald Trump.
Ops off.
Doors showing held open.
Well, Ops 2, we do have another aircraft on the east side. It's going to be taxiing over to the Whiskey Pad now.
Roger.
Lucia Rodriguez, Terra.
Just one owner, ma'am.
Yes, it's showing one owner. Lucia Rodriguez, Lopez.
Copy, thank you.
Okay, so the Army have come out and made a statement and said that the helicopter, Black Hawk helicopter, was operating out of Fort Belvoir. Is that Fort Belvoir in Virginia? So that's where that is. And then the Reagan Airport would be there. Yeah. So the Army have come out and made the statement that the helicopter was operating from here in Fort Belvoir. I guess the aeroplane was coming in, right? I assume. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that said. Does anyone know if it was the aeroplane was coming in or going out? But yeah, this is where the military have said it was operating from. You see here, Army says, we can confirm that the aircraft involved in tonight's incident was an Army UH-60 helicopter out of Fort Belvoir, Virginia, the Army said in a statement. We are working with local officials and will provide additional information once it becomes available.
Trying to get to the Whiskey Apron. We're holding short for these two planes to land first.
Oh, so the aeroplane was coming in. Yeah.
I'm on my way. I'm coming up on the first hit of 19. Where would you like me to put the light truck?
I was just instructing American not to move out of line back here. Copy all.
Thank you.
Somewhere next to the other lights, pretty much just set up next to the others.
At the North Roadhouse or at the South End?
Next to the EMAS where the others are.
Okay, then to 33. I got you.
Copy, I copy all on the frequency. Thank you.
Any operations T2?
Okay, so they come out. The two sources have said that the debris from the crash is here, just over this area. Joint Base Anacostia Bowling, is that? Sorry, I can't pronounce all of these names, but this is where they say the debris from the crash is.
Oh, they shut the doors.
That's the airport here, the Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. That's where they say the debris is. So it did happen very close to the airport there.
Copy.
And they're searching this river.
Vernon, we're clear back there, please.
They're searching this river. So they're searching the river. I assume, I don't know if they definitely think every single person has perished. I assume so, from what people have said. But they're searching the river, nevertheless. It says the water temperature is about 37 degrees Fahrenheit. And at that temperature, someone has 15 to 20 minutes before suffering from hypothermia. So it's been a lot longer than that.
American, do they need any more assistance, or how are they at this time?
American is requesting shop 1 to Alpha 24. The jet bridge is only moving one direction, and they also say there is ground equipment blocking the gate at Alpha 24. They're not sure whose it is.
Yeah.
There's a photo from the rescue
There's
mission.
going to be Denata equipment at Alpha 24.
Okay, I'll call them now.
Ops Zumar, Ops 89.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we okay to start sending the CRJs that way?
Yes, sir. American is ready to receive them.
All right, they're on their way.
Okay, we've got an update here. This has been reported by the Telegraph, but 2 minutes ago it says at least 2 bodies have been pulled from the river. It says at least 2 bodies have been pulled from the river. 3 US Army soldiers were on board the helicopter. FAA confirms jet collided with helicopter. Multiple crews responding. So they're saying at least 2 bodies have been pulled from the river.
AG2 Echo.
Go ahead.
Extrication equipment will not be needed until daybreak at this location. It's too dangerous. We also have multiple under the water in seats that will not be able to be recovered until daybreak.
Okay.
Thank you.
Operations.
Okay, we've got some different angles here. I'll try and...
I heard you calling up 5.
So, you'll do if you're available. I've got 2 pickup trucks pulling up behind ops that need an escort over to the IC.
Take copy. Right about.
We might in time get some other angles closer up of the place as they're able to bring the cameras into certain areas, so we'll have to wait and see what we're shown and what unfolds here tonight. yeah, the latest update that we've just heard is that at least 2 bodies have been pulled from the water. So that's been reported like 5 minutes ago. So. Yeah, so this it's going to change in a second. This angle we're going to see now, it must be what we were just showing on the map, right? So we were showing that it was this area. So it was around this area, and then some debris, and I guess they've pulled sadly some bodies from the water from what they've said, and this is the area that the debris would have fallen on, and that's what it said, that this whole area that you see, the Joint Base Anacostia Bowling, this area is where I would imagine that's what we're seeing there. You see that it's showing those angles there on the live camera. So it must have been terrifying, yeah. And if you've just joined us, this is the dash cam footage that was shared. Sorry about the echo. And this has been shared by reputable sources. So this is someone's dash cam footage of the incident happening. You can see the collision there and the explosion as they collide together, the helicopter and the plane. So the Black Hawk and the American Airlines linked plane. But yeah, the helicopter definitely looks quite dark, and there were people saying that it may have been flying dark, so it does look like that on the footage.
Coming up on your left side. Hold still for a minute, please. Thanks.
Copy, man. 2235. Person advised from and north 5, unable to retrieve the car to get personal effects out of it.
Yeah, Tina says, do you think there's a possibility that the helicopter was remote controlled or empty, or do you know there were people on it? I really want to know who was on that plane. Don't know. Really don't know. I don't know. We don't know who was on the plane yet. Obviously, it's still extremely early in terms of this incident happening. So all we know is that seemingly most, if not all, of the people on the plane may have lost their lives. Certainly, it seems that some people were in the river, which was also extremely cold. So, and people would get hypothermia, it said, within 10 to 20 minutes. But I don't know who was on the plane. It was operated by PCA Airlines. They have opened a number for people to call if they're worried about their relatives, so...
South Boathouse Division, go ahead, Grant.
Hey, when you get some time, let's get a list of units assigned under your division, and get back to me.
Okay, copy. Stand by one.
Okay, we've had an update from American Airlines. Information regarding American Eagle Flight 5342. It says American Eagle Flight 5342 en route from Wichita, Kansas to Washington, D.C. was involved in an accident at DCA. The flight was operated by PSA Airlines with a CRJ 700. There were 60 passengers and 4 crew members on board the aircraft. So that's why it would be 64, yeah. Our concern is for the passengers and crew on board the aircraft. We are in contact with authorities and assisting with emergency response efforts. If you believe you may have loved ones on board Flight 5342, call American Airlines toll-free. That number. Those calling from outside the US can visit the website or call the international number. American Airlines will continue to release information as it becomes available. Please monitor news.aa.com and American's official X account for the latest information. So it doesn't sound like they're confirming in terms of how many have perished there. So obviously, because it can't be confirmed yet, right? But I think people are expecting that to be the case, but still remains somewhat speculation in some way, but not confirmed. Yeah, there's not that the number of victims is not confirmed as everyone yet, but we'll see. We'll see what unfolds. Hopefully not. So they say that this was 3 minutes ago. They say that the Army helicopter was taking part in a training flight. The Black Hawk helicopter, which collided with the passenger plane, was taking part in a training flight. Heather Sherez, a spokesperson with the Joint Task Force National Capital Region, said. So everything we cover here, we're just talking about what is being reported, what is being said. Try to find correct statements, but in terms of what is being said, at least. So, and also the Kansas senator said tonight we received devastating news of what can only be described as nothing short of a nightmare. A plane travelling to the nation's capital from Wichita, Kansas, carrying roughly 60 passengers collided with a military helicopter. My prayer is that God wraps his arms around each and every victim and that he continues to be with their families. There are no words that can make telling this story any easier. I ask the world to join me in praying for Kansas this evening the first responders, rescue crews, and all those involved in this horrific accident. I have been in contact with local and national authorities asking for answers and will continue to demand more information on how this unfolded.
House 1 AOC. For 1. Yeah, I need a good count of number of aircraft that are on hard stands with passengers still remaining on board. Okay, copy.
Hey, I'll do Mara 89. Was that first flight number again? That's the plane?
114, 162.
114, go ahead, 162.
Hey, I got the light going on 139 and it's running.
All right, for now, can you just go bring it down to the 10 slot and stage it there until we find out where we're going to put it?
I've got it up here at the end of 33. That's where David asked me to put it from operations.
Say again?
Ops 3 asked me to put it in the 33.
Copy, thank you.
K11, no response, lost of control.
Copy.
So they're saying that the helicopter was on a routine, quote, routine flight, officials say. The helicopter involved in the collision was on a routine flight, according to a defence official and an army official. A man driving south on George Washington Memorial Parkway near the airport said he saw the plane before it crashed. Quote, "It looked very, very wrong," Ari Schulman said live on News 4. He described seeing the plane sharply bank to one side in the dark. He said he saw a stream of sparks on the underside of the plane and then a very bright flash.
Medical branch from 037.
Thanks, Tiffany Rose. Really appreciate your support. Thanks.
Military souls are going to Bowling. Civilian souls are going to South Capitol Street for DC Fire Chief.
Okay. Command, did you hear that?
Negative, really.
Apparently, DC's made the decision to no longer transport any bodies to our shoreline.
That is correct.
That's where all the wreckage is there. You see where the lights...
Okay. So at this point, I've got no need for any of my units standing out in the bay.
Okay. Stand by. We'll get back to you in a minute. Tops one. If I understand, before I left the office, what I overheard was that United would be handling all of its own diversions, and I do not see any diversions from United on the R gates. There is only one American aircraft on Romeo 7, and that aircraft is empty and unoccupied.
House copies. Thanks, Vernon. Can you give me a count on Apron Whiskey as well?
Oh, we've got a new angle.
Over there.
Yeah, I'm on Apron Whiskey, man.
All right, Umar. How many aircraft do you have over there that still have passengers on board?
We've got a new angle of the crash. This has been shared by Nick Sauter again. So the Black Hawk seems to be totally dark. This is a new angle of the crash here. Look, from, I guess, from a security camera at the airport, it looks like. Says the Black Hawk. Look, you see the helicopter is very dark. You can't really see the helicopter there. Look at that. Barely see it before the explosion. So it does seem to be very likely that the Black Hawk helicopter was dark. Barely see it at all. So it does make you ask the question, why was that flying dark like that? I mean, anyone in the chat know a lot of information in terms of reliable information as to why that might be? Because I'm not an expert on these things, but anyone in the live chat, any idea why that might be? Any explanation? God the Son, Jesus Christ Saves says Spec Ops does training in the dark. Dale Jackson said Black Hawk was one of my buses to work. Did you work in that area? Do you know why this might happen? Is there any explanation, or is this completely abnormal? Light in the Darkness says not around airports. Yeah, Dale Jackson said abnormal for the site, right, because it's so close to an airport. So close to Ronald Reagan. Not something you would do in civilian airspace. Okay. So, of course, very early days in terms of this happening. Don't want to imply any intention or not. No idea, but yeah, abnormal. Abnormal. But we don't know exactly why right now, but we've at least established that this is abnormal thing that would happen in this airspace, it seems. And this is the new angle that we can see that it does appear to be flying dark, so... Yeah, I think it's important when you see these things unfold that you just don't want to jump the gun, you know, and just try and establish things as they come and assess them.
Brad had asked me to look at Alpha 24 for the equipment. Donato is on scene, and they're in the process of moving their GSE now.
House copies, Donato on scene, moving equipment out of Alpha 24.
That's fine.
And Nick Sauter's also just posted this. Breaking news, no survivors have been pulled out of the water so far per CNN sources. But per radio traffic, 19 bodies have been recovered so far out of the 60 plus on the plane. So he's saying that's per the radio traffic.
And ops, 2 ops.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, as far as which aircraft are you unloading at this time out of Whiskey?
Say that again?
Which aircraft are you offloading right now?
I have 2 offloading at the same time. I'll check in with the numbers.
Thanks.
Well, the army is saying it. The army is saying it was on a training flight at the moment. Does that mean someone made a mistake? Or something else? I'm not sure. Please leave your thoughts in the live chat.
South 89.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. Assess everything and information that comes out for sure. But I don't want to jump ahead and start speculating and saying that this is definite here, there, and everywhere, because obviously I want to assess rationally what's going on right now.
On the MPD boat with their command presence out in the water, but the rest of our staff are on our boat.
All right, very good. We have fresh crews coming out for them now, so we're going to be switching them out here shortly.
Okay. I'm going to take care of reaching them. You want me to reach out and have them report from North Side office.
Say that again.
Okay,
Would you like me to arrange for them to come to the North Boathouse to swap out?
Is that live?
That's correct. It's going to be a minute, though, moving the personnel around, so I'll let you know.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back in a second. So they've deployed the Coast Guard as well. Quite a big search and rescue operation going on in that river. Sounds really cold as well, from what they said. We'll have a camera in just a second. I'm just switching it over.
And I'm sworn off, Sue. Hey, call off 1. Correction off 2. 10. So what do they want to do with the crew that's out here with these aircraft on the whiskey aprons? Stand by.
Witness describes seeing a white flare at the moment of the plane crash. Two local residents tell local media of how they found out about the incident on the Potomac River. One man, Jimmy Mazzeo, says he noticed the plane flight patterns dispersing from their regular ones in the sky and then saw what looked like a white flare in the sky. We thought they were shooting stars, he says, adding that he didn't think much of it until he saw the emergency services arriving at the scene.
Hey, ops 1, ops 2.
Alpha 1.
Hey, bro, you available to assist with these mobile lounges by chance, please?
Yes, could you stand by just a moment? I'm heading to the office to replace the tablet. The battery is dead, and then I'll meet back up with you. So just hold tight for just a minute, please.
Thanks, sir.
Command EMS.
Go ahead.
I need accountability on firefighter Freeman, Ed Freeman.
He's my MCSU operator.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, so the latest breaking news 1 minute ago here. We're told that police officials, I will show you here actually. Police officials have told BBC, US partner CBS News, that 18 bodies have been recovered by the search crews at the scene of the crash and that no survivors have been found so far. There has not yet been an official update from authorities on the number of casualties, but we're expecting a news briefing soon. So yeah, earlier on when people say that all of them on board have perished, I assume that's just because they don't think that, obviously, that, you know, they don't think that people could have survived that, especially with being in the water as well. But that's not confirmed yet, so that may not be true. But so far, officially, they've confirmed that there's 18 bodies that have been recovered by search crews in the water, and it says we're expecting a briefing soon, so we will keep an eye out. We should get that. I'll just make sure that we're going to get that so we can see the news briefing. Well, the briefing from the officials covering it, at least. Yes, 18 is too many indeed. Not good. Very sad. People's family members, right? I'm just trying to find out when this new news briefing, when they're going to give an update, so I can show it on here live, hopefully.
24. Yeah,
Okay.
49.
The
Held open.
the briefing is in around 25 minutes. So the briefing is going to be in around 25 minutes. So we should hopefully have the live coverage of the briefing, which has not yet happened. It's going to happen in 25 minutes. Yes.
Off the plane. Copy.
So we'll get a thorough update in 25 minutes.
It's going to be a minute. I'm on Zoo right now. I'm going to come around the long way. They've got one on short final, and then 2 more after that. So I'll meet up with you over there.
Thank you.
Yeah, so about 25 minutes for that. I'll keep an eye on what's going on as well in the meantime.
South 89.
Red 89.
American reports that all of their aircraft have blocked in and passengers are deplaning or are deplaned.
Pass copies. All American diversions are blocked in and are in the process of deplaning. And 89 ops. Are they going to be able to get bags off tonight, or what's their plan for that?
Priority was passengers. Once all the passengers are off, they're going to work on getting baggage to them in the terminal.
Copy. Let them know that if they need storage space over the main terminal, they give us a call and we'll start coordinating to get them storage space.
Will do.
But yeah, it's very heavily monitored airspace. Being above the the capital city is it says by far the most heavily monitored airspace. Data from Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority shows the main runway at Reagan National is the busiest in the country, with an average of more than 1 takeoff and landing every minute. So this happened in some of the most heavily monitored airspace. As we were showing earlier, this is where the airport is, the Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport in Washington, D.C., and this is where it happened. Just a lot of the wreckage is above this red pointer here, and they're doing a recovery operation in the river, the Potomac River. They've pulled out, they say officially so far, 18 bodies from the river, and this is where the wreckage is here. So I guess the crash must have happened around this part, around here, this airspace here. So
Copy, it's reset.
And also, as I was saying, the military said that the helicopter, the Black Hawk helicopter, was coming from Fort Belvoir, which is here. And this is where the airport is here. And they say it was a training flight. But all the footage we've seen so far seems to show that the helicopter is in the dark. It's flying dark at that point, at least, when the crash happens. So
114 to 170. $114 to 170.
we'll see if we get this briefing, which is just coming shortly in the next 15 minutes. So that should give us a full update on the latest, officially at least, in terms of what they're saying. So that's in around 15 minutes. So it's what time in the East Coast? It would be 12 minutes past midnight, is it? On the East Coast, yeah. So a good few hours before it gets light. It's just past midnight. So they'll be doing all of these search and rescue overnight, I would assume. So we haven't seen any shots of the wreckage yet. Just a very vague one that was posted. Let me see which one that was. Okay, that's the area where they're doing it, where the wreckage, most of the wreckage was, is over. Sorry, wrong one. Yeah, that was one that was shared on by Nick Sauter. That wreckage there that he says is the tail end, he believes. And he says it's completely wrecked. So that's the only image I've seen so far of the wreckage. So it looks like it's from a CCTV camera or something, perhaps. And he seems quite a reliable source. So. Tel Du Bois says that planes have priority in the air over helicopters. So apparently there's a number of people who have gathered at Haynes Point, this point here. So that's just across the water from both sides there. Apparently there's a number of people that have gathered here to look at the wreckage. Camille Dubois is biked here from her apartment about 15 minutes away. She says one of her friends is obsessed with planes and saw the crash on Flight Tracker. He told her about it and she decided to come to the park. I read a lot about plane crashes because I have a lot of anxiety, she says. It's pretty crazy. She says she hasn't seen any damage and the scene has looked the same since she's arrived. Officials to give briefing soon, including Washington Mayor, around 12:30 a.m. EST on the crash. Okay, so that's just about 10 minutes. They are horrible, horrible tragedies, some of these. But again, we say there's no fear, you know. We have faith in any situation.
South 89.
She's calling us.
We can always come to
Go to Alpha 24
to God
meet American.
with our anxieties.
They do not have access to that jet bridge and they're not able to get someone down to our office for the code. Yeah, they're saying they do not have access to the Alpha 24 jet bridge.
Lots of first responders here.
Alright, stand by. They want to call it
Sir, are you with the boat cruise?
Sir, are you with the boat cruise?
walking down there now.
Just confirm for me when everyone's been switched out.
Okay. Okay. The ultimate location is the fence lot on the airfield, correct?
What's the location?
The fence lot on the airfield.
10-4, fence lock on the airfield.
In the process, no. Copy.
$170, $132.
I have the flight numbers that parked on Whiskey if you're ready to copy.
Good.
It's going to be 5068, 5278, 5368, 5585, and 5347.
House copies all, thank you.
Negative. Just 376 on the airboat. I believe the other one's at the command post, and I believe they're taking a crew to that boat to switch out.
Yeah, that's what we need to happen. Advise when it's all complete.
Okay.
Okay, American Airlines have released this, which they say, where is it? CEO Robert Isom provided an update regarding this flight before departing to Washington DC. So there's a briefing here. Yeah, it's just a couple of minutes long. I'll show you this. This is from American Airlines.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robert Isom, the CEO of American Airlines. I want to brief you on a serious accident that occurred involving an American Eagle aircraft. The aircraft was operated by PSA Airlines, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of American Airlines. First and most importantly, I'd like to express our deep sorrow about these events. This is a difficult day for all of us at American Airlines, and our efforts now are focused entirely on the needs of our passengers, crew members, partners, first responders, along with their families and loved ones. I know that there are many questions, and at this early stage, I'll not be able to answer all of them, but I do want to share the information I have at this time. American Eagle Flight 5342, operated by PSA Airlines, a CRJ 700 aircraft traveling from Wichita, Kansas to Washington Reagan National Airport, has been involved in an accident near Washington, D.C. It appears to have collided with a military aircraft on approach. Flight 5342 was under the command of 4 crew members and carried 60 passengers for a total of 64 people on board. We are actively working with local, state, and federal authorities on emergency response efforts, and the American Airlines care team has been activated to assist our passengers and their families. We're cooperating fully with the National Transportation Safety Board in its investigation and will continue to provide all the information we can. Our cooperation is without pause, and we want to learn everything we can about today's events. That work will take time, but anything we can do now, we're doing. And right now, that means focusing on taking care of all passengers and crew involved, as well as their families. Members of our GO team will be on their way to Washington, D.C., and I'll be heading there shortly as well. We know that many people will be concerned for the welfare of their loved ones, and we've set up a special helpline friends and family can call at 1-800-679-8215. That's 1-800-679-8215. If you believe you've had friends or family on board American Eagle Flight 5342. We understand and appreciate that people are eager for information. Please know that we'll continue to share accurate and timely information as soon as we can, but anything we must report must be accurate. We owe that to everyone involved. Our team of highly trained professionals will be working around the clock to support our passengers, crew, and their families, however we can, and we'll update you as soon as we can. Thank you.
So that's the update that American Airlines have just posted. They said that that's their CEO speaking before he left to come to Washington, D.C. So it's only 5 minutes until the news briefing. Well, the briefing with... I'm hoping we're going to get this to show here.
Command EMS branch.
Good.
Logistics request. Ops at one point had stated they were working on trying to get some sort of snacks or something food-wise, or something other than water. We haven't seen any of that, and the crews that are here are looking for something.
You should have a rehab unit over there. You're telling me you don't?
I got the rehab. I got the rehab that only carries water.
Well, all right. Stand by 1 second.
Thank you.
All right, we're moving another rehab unit to you. Give us 10 minutes.
My man, thanks. $170. So where do you want me?
I'm heading to gate 8 right now.
10-4. How much fuel you got?
97%. Almost full.
10-4. Same here. Head to the fence-in lot, and you'll see me in front. Be careful when you come around to the south boathouse. There's a lot of fire trucks.
Roger that. Thanks a lot.
Apologies for that.
Box 601112. Advanced life support. 45345 Catalina Court extend. On channel 6 Bravo.
Okay, we're just working on trying to get this feed when they do the briefing. Just kind of working on this right now.
All 4 mobile lounges have now docked in the main terminal. All passengers are being offloaded at this moment.
Copy that.
Hey, Alpha, do you have another assignment for me?
Yeah, if you could swing by Delta and just double check and make sure that they're all offloaded there.
Roger, in their operations center or return gate?
Yeah, check the gate first. And then if you don't see anything, head to the operations center.
Roger. That's 89.
Right, 89.
Yeah, right now the plan is the aircraft on Alpha 24, the E-175, is going to be ferried out of here to LaGuardia tonight.
Copy. Alpha 24 is departing from LaGuardia tonight. Is it doing ferry flight?
Affirm, it'll be empty.
Copy.
Do you want me to hang out here with American? You want me to return to base?
So Trump's just posted on Truth Social here. Just thought I'd show you this. The airplane was on a perfect and routine line of approach to the airport. The helicopter was going straight at the airplane for an extended period of time. It was a clear night. The lights on the plane were blazing. Why didn't the helicopter go up or down or turn? Why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane? This is a bad situation that looks like it could have been prevented. Not good. That's Donald Trump there. And then he posted, "What a terrible night this has been. God bless you all." What's that going across there? Are they boats? Yeah, how long does it take to release the list of victims? Like, is that? I think is it usually like a day? Is it? Do you think? I mean, they're still obviously searching for victims as well, but I don't know when they released the list of passengers that were on the plane and things like that. Yeah, notify family first. Yeah. But yeah, obviously it's a huge operation that's ongoing. A Coast Guard, and they said hundreds of ambulances and searching in the river and things like that.
Command South Boathouse Division. Were you calling me?
That's right. Just stand by. They're developing the demo plan, so we'll update you as soon as we got something.
Okay, copy that.
Okay. I don't know if you can hear. We'll try and let you hear this. This is audio. This is audio from air traffic control. Recorded captured the moment of crash from the air traffic control. Let's see if you can hear this. Don't know if you can. I'll try and get the. No, you couldn't hear that. I'll try. I'll get the text on the screen so you can see this. Okay.
Pass 25, get the CRJ in flight. Pass 25, pass 100 CRJ. American 472, Washington Star, 1 star, 32017.
Tower, did you see that?
Delta 32, sorry. I don't know if you caught earlier what happened, but there was a collision on the approach in the 33. We're going to be shutting down operations for the indefinite future if you want to go back to the gate.
Yeah, we witnessed the whole thing. You need the information from us.
There you go. That was some audio from the
Or does it look like they're still working bags?
air traffic control.
No bags, no movement out here on the ground. Everything's closed up.
All right, perfect. Go ahead and come on back, please.
Roger that, sir.
Thanks, Hidden Tiger. You're welcome. Thanks to all the members here and all the viewers. Really appreciate you supporting the stream and coming and watching the coverage of these different events that happen as we've been doing over the last couple of months on the lives. Trying to find out where the briefing will be. If I'm able to find this briefing when it starts. If anyone else has any updates in terms of the briefing, please let us know in the live chat, because I've not been able to find it, and also our it's not on our live camera feed at the moment. And they said they're trying to find out where it's going to be. If anyone has any updates or any information on where that briefing will be, is it by the police or the? Right, yeah, the briefing hasn't started. Do you know where the person that said they're in DC? Do you know who's giving the briefing? Is it the police? Yeah, we're waiting for the briefing. We don't yet have it on a feed here on the one on Reuters, but if we can find out who is giving the briefing, we can, even if I don't get it on Reuters, we can find it somewhere else, probably maybe sometimes they do it on Twitter, but we just need to know who's giving the briefing. Yeah, let's have a look. So it's not started yet, though. Oh, the DC mayor. Oh, see the helicopter on the screen there, look, doing a search and rescue, shining the searchlight there towards the river. Wow.
EMS 381.
Go for 381.
Are you doing something, or can I task you?
No, I'm good. Whatever you need.
Return to station 301. Pick up DC's hazmat unit. Escort them to the south boathouse.
Okay.
That you'll see in there, and the Marion Barry.
Yeah, I'm just looking for it. So you said yeah, if you can let us know. Obviously, I can't just show like Fox News because we'll get into trouble. But if we know who's giving the briefing, I might be able to find it on their Twitter or whatever. We don't have it on our license thing at the moment. They were trying to get it, so we'll see. Yeah, see, if Fox are filming it, then we can't show it from Fox. Depends who's filming it, you see.
Director of Homeland Security, Chris Rodriguez. We are also joined by the Secretary of the Army, Secretary Ryan McCarthy, who will be available to answer your questions as well. I want to begin by thanking DC residents for heeding our call to stay at home during the last 2 days. You did your part to keep our city safe. What we saw was an affront not only to our democracy, but also to...
Sorry, that wasn't it. Sorry, I thought that was... Sorry, I thought that was now. No, I'm trying to find... I don't know if we've... I don't know if it's available. That was an old one, sorry. Yeah. See, sometimes it might be that there's only like... There's only like Fox News filming it or something, so... And obviously we can't just show that. Okay. Okay. Is this it? It says it will be live on this account. Oh, thank you, Linda. I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Yes, thanks so much for your support of the broadcast. Yeah, so it says there'll be a press conference tonight at 12:30. It will be live on this account, and there's nothing live on this account yet. So, but some people say that it's actually started on Fox News. I really appreciate your support of the coverage of the license. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's not actually live on here. So I'll keep an eye on her account. But right now there's nothing live on her account. But some people say it has started. Is that true? So it might not have started then. Yeah, so we should be able to get it on the account. On the Twitter account there. Well, that's good. So we should be able to show it then. Okay, it says it's about to start. So I'll keep an eye on here, and then we should get the live on here on her account. So any moment now. Okay, so it's not quite started, so we're all good. We haven't missed it. Should be in the next few minutes then. They're a bit late. Thanks to all the mods as well. Thank you for your help in keeping the chat a good place for people. Really appreciate that. This so this is reportedly an aerial view of the wreckage that's been pulled from no, sorry, but yeah, this is aerial photos of the wreckage. Purportedly, this has been shared by Nick Sauter. Again, he says, wreckage of the DC-bound American Airlines flight seen from aerial photos. The fuselage is practically unrecognizable. Rescue boats are on the scene, but as of now, they've only pulled them out of the water per multiple reports.
Right, I was. Just doubling back as things are somewhat slowing down a little bit. I had advised grounds to stay on duty until advised otherwise. I just wanted to make sure that you were still aware that that request had gone out from earlier. Copy that. Yeah, as far as we haven't released anybody as of yet. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that was known by you as well.
So we're just waiting for this live announcement update from the mayor of Washington, D.C. So that should be here very shortly. Okay. We have a feed of it. This is good. Right. We have a feed of it from the official feed of it. So I will switch this over. Let me just, okay, so that will be T. Okay. So it's going to start very shortly. Okay.
I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C. I'm at Reagan National Airport. I am joined by United States Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, United States Senator Jim Moran, Senator Roger Marshall, Jack Potter, the CEO of the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. We are here to brief you on the very tragic events of this evening, where we know a passenger plane coming to the airport here collided with a military helicopter. Our fire department, DC Fire and EMS, supported by fire departments and police departments from across the Washington metropolitan region, are executing a rescue operation in the Potomac River. They are working diligently in very dark and cold conditions, cold water, to execute this rescue operation. We have had the opportunity to be briefed by American Airlines officials. I'm told that American Airlines leadership is on the way to Washington as well. And officials are in the airport talking to families now. We do have a 1-800 number where families should contact us, should contact American Airlines for more information, and we will be providing that information shortly. I am going to turn to a number of officials to provide as much information as we can this evening, and we expect to have more frequent briefings at daylight. So with that, I'm going to turn to Secretary Duffy.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. I think for all of us, we want to extend our thoughts and prayers to those individuals who were impacted by the events tonight, their families. We know this is a very difficult time for all of them. I want to join the mayor and everyone here too, extending our thank you to the first responders who, again, in very difficult situations and environments, are out there searching and attempting to rescue. Tonight, I spoke with President Trump and his team in the Situation Room. I had a conversation with Secretary Pete Hegseth as well, and then with the Kansas delegation and the mayor and others in leadership, as well as Governor Youngkin from Virginia and Governor Kelly from Kansas. From the Department of Transportation and FAA's perspective, we are going to offer full support to those on the ground, to the mayor, but also to the NTSB, who is going to be conducting the investigation in this matter. We are going to provide all the support that's necessary. Mayor.
Thank you. So with that, I want to ask Chief John Donnelly from DC Fire and EMS to provide an update.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Donnelly, Chief of DC Fire and EMS. This evening at 8:48, an alert was sounded, initiating a large regional response to a report of an aircraft crash on approach to the airport. This response includes first the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority's Fire Department, the District of Columbia Fire Department, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the U.S. Park Police to respond into the area and to sort that out. At 8:58, the first units arrived on the scene and found an aircraft in the water and began rescue operations. This incident has grown. There's currently about 300 responders working. We have boats from all throughout the region, police and fire boats. We have a mutual aid agreement in Washington, D.C., the National Capital Region Mutual Aid Agreement administered by the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, and we're all operating under that. We're operating under a unified command. Everybody's together. So we also have requested state police helicopters from Maryland, and the Coast Guard helicopter is working. So this is a state and federal response as well. U.S. Coast Guard's got some boats in the water as well. So it's a highly complex operation. The conditions out there are extremely rough for the responders. It's cold. They're dealing with relatively windy conditions. Wind is hard out on the river. So they're out there working. We're doing everything we can to keep them safe. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to the mayor.
Thank you. Chief Bonnet from MWA.
I'm Rick Bonnet, Fire Chief of MWA Fire and Rescue. Our units, as Chief Donnelly already alluded to, at 2048, we received an alert from the FAA tower of an aircraft incident involving a commercial aircraft and a helicopter. Our units immediately responded and deployed 3 boats and immediately called for mutual aid resources. Again, as Chief Donnelly said, it's an active operation that's going to last many hours as we continue to work through recovery efforts and rescue operations. This will be ongoing for quite a while. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families and our communities, and we appreciate all DC's support to our agency and our federal partners.
So with that, I wanted to turn to the senators who are from Kansas who wanted to say a few words. First, Senator Moran, and then Senator Marshall.
Mayor, thank you, and Mr. Secretary, thank you, and to our first responders, thank you very much for all that's taking place here. I'm Jerry Moran. I'm a United States Senator from Kansas, and I chair the subcommittee and Commerce Committee on Aviation. So we have really a serious and sad circumstance that we want to be here to be helpful, and we're praying that our responders are safe and the folks who are on that flight are recovered. The circumstance I would describe is that I know that flight. I've flown it many times myself. I lobbied American Airlines to begin having a direct nonstop flight service to DCA. That flight has been in existence about a year. And it is certainly true that in Kansas and in Wichita in particular, we're going to know people who are on this flight, know their family members, know somebody. So this is a very personal circumstance as well as an official response. And again, we will do everything we can to make certain that we're supportive of the rescue efforts, and we'll do everything we can to make certain that our subcommittee and Congress is engaged in what needs to take place following the outcome of this evening and this month's kind of investigation. I've talked to NTSB, I've talked to the White House, I've talked to the Department of Defense, and I've talked to the CEO of American Airlines, and there is all of us pulling together for the best outcome possible. I'm honored to be here with my colleague, Senator Marshall, as we try to make certain that we care for those certainly back in Kansas that were on that flight. But it's a reminder that there are people here in Washington, D.C., in this region, in Virginia and Maryland, and many places else that fly to and from Kansas. And so we're rooting and supporting all those, regardless of where you're from. And Mayor, I appreciate the gathering here for us to try to provide information to those in Kansas and across your city. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you, Senator Moran and Mayor, Secretary. You know, when one person dies, it's a tragedy, but when many, many, many people die, it's an unbearable sorrow. It's a heartbreak beyond measure. And I know Senator Moran and I are here just to say we care. We wish that there was more we could do, but unfortunately there doesn't seem much at this time. I want the folks to back home to just know that we care, that we love them, and that this is a time when we'll have to join arms together and help each other out. We've been through things like this before, through tornadoes and floods and things, but it's really hard when you lose, you know, probably over 60 Kansans simultaneously. And I don't want to forget the pilots and the flight attendants, you know, who are do their job, and the military personnel we lost. You know, all those lives are so valuable, and it is such a tragedy that we lost them. You know, I think often in times like this, I try to find a scripture that, you know, is apropos, and this is from the book of Psalms. It says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Certainly we're crushed in spirit tonight. We mourn with the families who lost loved ones, and we truly are joining them in prayer and wrapping our arms around them in love and compassion.
Nice.
Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight, and thank you for your thoughts and your prayers.
Nicely said, that, yeah.
So certainly I speak for the people of Washington, 700,000 of us who are extremely sorry for the families who are experiencing loss tonight. And so we want you to know that we will continue to work with American Airlines to share information as frequently as possible and make sure that we're getting accurate information out to the public. But my sorrow for all of the people and crew on the plane and our military personnel on the helicopter is very deep. I do want to turn to Jack Potter, who is the CEO of our Airports Authority, responsible for Reagan National Airport and Dulles International Airport, to talk to you about how the airport responded and what we're what's going to happen next.
Good evening. As was said, I'm Jack Potter, the President and CEO of the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. Thank you all for being here tonight and under these very, very grim circumstances. First of all, I want to let you know that we're providing support to all the families who are involved. American Airlines has established a phone number for them to reach out. That's been published, but let me repeat it. It's 1-800-679-8215. So families of folks that were on the plane are asked to contact them. We did have folks who were at the airport to pick up loved ones, and so American has set up a center in their in their lounge at the north end of the airport, and we've directed the families there. And there are folks there, to counselors there to work with the families. We did have aircraft that were in the air. They were diverted to Dulles Airport, some 19 aircraft. We had personnel, United and others had personnel. We want to thank WMATA for extending their hours on the Metro to make sure that those folks were accommodated. Right now, as was said earlier by the chief, we're in a rescue mode. We will continue in that rescue mode. I want to thank all of the mutual aid responders, all the counties, the districts, folks from Maryland and Virginia. Everybody's on site doing the best they can, and numerous boats out in the water right now. NTSB is on site. I want to thank all of the folks behind me, the secretary, the mayor, the 2 senators for all of their support, and we're going to continue to work through the night. I do want to make an announcement. People are, concerned about what's going to happen in the morning. Reagan National Airport will be closed until 11 o'clock. That's when the first flights will take off. But we're going to continue to do our best and work through this situation over the course of the night, and we hope to have more news as it develops. But for right now, it's a very difficult situation out there with the cold. It's very dark, but there are numerous boats out there. There are dive teams out there. So, again, we'll continue to work this situation, and I'll turn it back to the mayor. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that update. And you've heard that in the National Capital Region, the district, of course, is Washington, D.C. is at the center, but we are a close region. We have heard from the governors of Maryland and Virginia, the mayor of the city of Baltimore, all who have sent us personnel to help in the rescue operations. Last thing I'll note is just to our local viewership, and just please let our first responders do their work. Try to let our vehicles get to scenes and through scenes. We don't want anybody else to get hurt because of moving vehicles, okay? So we will be able to take a few questions. There's not a lot that we can say. We won't be able to say anything about an investigation. As you know, once Fire and EMS completes the rescue operation, then the investigation goes over to the National Transportation Safety Board. And I'm sure the Safety Board, NTSB, will provide information about when they will be briefing about an investigation. So we'll take a few. Yes?
Can you confirm that both aircraft are in the water, and perhaps Chief Donnelly can explain what's involved in conducting an operation like this in these conditions?
Yes, both aircraft are in the water. The focus now is rescuing people, and that's what all of our personnel are focused on. And Chief, I think he's given a pretty good description, but if there's anything else you want to add, Chief?
I would just say that the boats are out doing searches. We have divers on both aircraft, and they're searching the aircraft at this point.
Right. Yes.
Have any survivors been found, and how many bodies have been recovered?
All we can confirm tonight is the number of people on each aircraft, 64 people on the American Airlines plane and 3 people on the military helicopter. And we can't provide any more information about recovery efforts.
The 2 people have talked about lost loved ones. So how do you know that there's only 3 people who have lost loved ones?
I didn't say I didn't know people had lost loved ones. I said we can't talk about any of the recovery efforts in specific tonight. Yes.
Secretary Duffy,
So I'll call on who's next. Yes?
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. Will this affect operations at Dulles and BWI? Will the Potomac River traffic be closed to boats?
Yes. And so Jack has talked about, can you talk about Dulles? I'm not sure we can talk about BWI, but we can talk about Dulles.
Right. There is no impact at BWI or at Dulles. As I said earlier, our airport here, Ronald Reagan National Airport, will be closed until 11 o'clock. Obviously, that will be fluid. We'll learn more, but we wanted to advise passengers who might be coming to the airport in the morning that we will be closed until at least 11 o'clock.
A question for Secretary Duffy. A question for Secretary Duffy.
Yeah, 1 second. You're next.
Hi, Mayor. Thank you so much.
just other than the current situations, like we know the water is extremely cold and it's very dark outside. Although Senator is saying that there are numerous boats in the water, but what's the the biggest challenges for the rescue team? What best scenario we can expect in the coming few hours till morning?
So the challenges are access. The water that we're operating in is about 8 feet deep. There is wind. There is pieces of ice out there. So it's just dangerous and hard to work in. And because there's not a lot of lights, you're out there searching every square inch of space to see if you can find anybody. Divers are doing the same thing in the water. The water is dark. It is murky. And that is a very tough condition for them to dive in. The question about the river, we'll make that decision later. The Coast Guard's on scene, and I would expect that it's not a high use time in the river, and we should not expect to have recreational traffic on the river tomorrow.
Okay, 3 questions. 1, 2, 3.
Secretary Duffy, have you been in touch with the air traffic controllers who were in the tower at the time of the crash?
I have not.
You have not. And the second question, this is your first several hours in this position. What are your thoughts? What are you feeling right now?
My focus is on those who are impacted on this flight. And again, I've been secretary for a little over a day, and the tragedy that we're going to deal with this recovery, I think is touching everyone's hearts, whether it's here in the greater D.C. area or in Kansas. And again, I think everyone here is thinking and praying for those who potentially have lost a loved one. And thank you.
Okay, your question?
Can any of you give us any sense about how an accident like this could have happened so close to the airport, right in the heart of D.C.? There have been reports that the DCA tower contacted the helicopter moments before the crash to ask if they had sight of the aircraft, and apparently the helicopter reported that it did have sight of an aircraft. Is it possible that it had the wrong aircraft in sight? Do you have any sense of what went wrong in those final moments?
I know that the National Transportation Safety Board in its investigation will be able to search on all of those questions. We wouldn't be able to talk about that tonight. Yes?
2 parts for Secretary Duffy. The first being, you were talking about when you were in the Situation Room with the President and Pete Hegseth both being there. Can you tell us more about the President's initial reaction to this, as well as Pete Hegseth, given this was a military helicopter?
So I was not in the Situation Room. I did have a conversation with the Situation Room where the President was located, as well as with Secretary Hegseth. We were exchanging information. I would just note that not just the local team, but the federal team has performed very well in this crisis. I know the President is incredibly concerned about what's happened here today. I'm sure we'll continue to hear more from him, and I'll continue to consult with him and Secretary Hegseth.
When it comes to the resources that you would be able to provide on the federal level, do you feel like you're getting what you need?
Absolutely. The President has committed to this team and to the NTSB through the DOT that we will provide all resources necessary as we go through this recovery, but also the support from FAA and DOT as the NTSB investigates.
Mr. Secretary, do we know the condition of these aircraft? Are they whole? Are they split? Are they in pieces?
Again, I don't think we can comment on that. Our focus is on getting the passengers and crew out of the water.
And just one more clarification, because earlier we got guidance that DCA was going to be shut down at least until Friday at 5 a.m. I just heard
11 a.m.
11 a.m. tomorrow? Tomorrow, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we can take a few more questions. A question here, and here. Yep.
Mayor Bowser, can you just confirm, has anybody been transported to the hospital?
I can't say anything about the rescue operation right now. Who was next? Yes.
Yeah, Chief Donnelly, can you speak a little bit more about the unified command who leads this phase of the rescue and recovery? At what point do you then change phases? And can you describe to us the scene as best you can when first responders first arrived?
So I happened to be listening to the radio this evening when the call came out. I listened to the responders come in, and the initial response, they were very professional, trying to locate this. This is, if you can imagine, the river is a large black spot at night with no lights on it, except for a few buoy lights. So they were out there looking. The boats pretty quickly were able to locate one of the aircraft and get there. So that's what's going on right now. Everybody's working on that. We will reevaluate where we are with the rescue operation in the morning when we get a better sense of it, but we are still out there working, and we're going to continue that throughout the night.
Do you have a sense that there are survivors?
We don't know yet, but we're working.
Is any part of the search happening over land?
No, we're all in the water.
Yes. Oh, you got a question. Somebody didn't get a question. Hold on. Yes.
I just wanted to ask, do you have an estimate yet on how long the recovery efforts will take?
Chief.
So experiences like this we expect to continue our operations in the fire department for multiple days. And then I would expect the investigation goes longer than that.
Okay, you didn't get a question, and you are next, I think.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. My question is, do we have any plan to prevent future crash or future accidents? Do we have any like to reform the the airport control to calm those people who are flying in the next few days? And also, how long the rescue is going to last? Are we going to stop rescue after tomorrow 11 a.m.? The divers team, because they are still in the golden hours now.
No, I mean, I think you just heard the chief said we're going to be out there as long as it takes, and we're obviously trying to get to people as soon as possible, but we are going to recover our fellow citizens. Yes.
This is for the chief and Secretary Duffy. How do you balance the search and rescue operation with preserving the scene for the investigation that's now underway?
So from the fire department's point of view, we are always going to put people first. But I don't think I think our operations, because we have a unified command, we are all working together, and the NTSB is in contact with us, and we will work together to make sure that if there's crucial evidence that it's preserved. And that's something we do every day with our police department on crime scenes and things. So life comes first, and everything else is after that.
Okay, last question. Yeah.
Secretary Duffy, I just want to ask, I know it's early, but are there any immediate actions that the FAA should take to prevent helicopters and commercial airplanes from getting too close to one another?
So obviously there'll be a review of what happened here tonight. And after the FAA studies what happened, we will take appropriate action if necessary to modify flight paths and permissions.
Do you have any more details about the helicopter mission with the Black Hawk and Fairbound? Have you heard directly from President Trump?
I spoke with the president's national security advisor, and I have not talked to the president yet, and I do not know what the mission was. So let me close by saying again, thank you to the members of the press to help us get information out to the families. The American Airlines number is 800-679-8215, 800-679-8215. And I expect the airport will likely provide additional information in the morning. Thank you.
Well, big operation underway, and we just been covering this tonight. That was the briefing from the mayor in Washington, D.C. And just to let you know that the Army have said that they've launched an investigation immediately, and I wanted to show you this. This is the first clear image of the wreckage of the plane, part of the wreckage of the plane in the river in Washington, D.C. This is the first clear image that has been seen. So there you go. That's kind of what's been going on tonight, folks. This is the latest that we have and the latest that we've seen. Terrible, tragic event that's happened, very unexpected. So that's the coverage really tonight, and I wanted to leave you with this image that has been posted now that you can see the wreckage in the river. So a number of people have lost their lives. They say it's probably around 20 so far that have been recovered, but I'm sure that number is likely to go up. So very tragic and very sad. Thank you all for joining us for this coverage. I'm going to get some sleep now, and we'll see how this develops. But I might leave a separate feed up of mixed feed of different camera angles through the night. If anyone is wanting to stay up and watch some more of the live cameras, I might put just a separate feed up when we're finished this for anyone who kind of wants to carry on. It looks like they're going to do an interview here. But yeah, I think I will leave a separate feed up after this one and just kind of have it on if anyone is interested or wants to watch some more. It looks like they're going to do something in here in the airport. Okay. So yeah, that's what I think I will do. But I hope this coverage has been beneficial and helpful to see some of the things as it's unfolded. And you know, we showed throughout the night different things that have been coming up and happening. And I think three videos we've seen of the crash itself. So if you want to watch those, you can scan back to the live a bit earlier if you missed that. But for now, I will say goodbye and thank you all so much for joining us. As always, different world events happen. We try to cover them as best as we can. So I really appreciate you folks coming and also for the support from all the people that helped as well with our overheads. Really appreciate that. And all the members as well. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks everyone and take care. Good night.